Hey guys, Doug Skeleton here, and I was doing my rounds for checking out Goblins vs. Gnomes news before I actually go to bed, and I noticed that they have a unconfirmed card right now. This is the Felheart. It was originally found on a Taiwanese gamer site, which I'll link to down below. And although it hasn't been confirmed yet, tomorrow I'll update the video for whether or not it has been confirmed for a real card. But real or not, it's always fun to speculate, so here we go. The Felheart is a Warlock epic spell that deals 5 damage to a minion, and if it's a friendly demon, give it 5/5 instead. This is exactly like Demonfire, except instead of 2 mana, it's ramped up to 5 mana. Now as far as Demonfire goes, it's generally considered not to be worth using the card just because the 2 effects you have to choose from are too weak for giving up a card. Now with the Felheart, the effects are significantly stronger and it still keeps the same versatility that Demonfire has. Being able to deal 5 damage to a minion is pretty good for taking out a lot of 4 or 5 cost minions, since 5 health is about the golden number that they like to sit at. So suppose you go up against a Sinjin Shieldmaster, Sludge Belcher, or a Choland Yeti. Yeah, it can take it out, at least the main body, but you're basically going to be trading mana for mana. You're not really gaining any major advantage over this, it's just removal that's there when you need it. Now that said, for 1 more mana you could just play a Siphon Soul, which removes any minion, and heals you for 3 HP when you do it. If you were comparing the 2 cards solely based on that, I think just about everybody would argue that Siphon Soul is the better card. But when fully evaluating Felheart, you have to also take into account the fact that you can buff a friendly demon. +5/+5 is nothing to sneeze at. That's a lot of attack and that's a lot of HP. However, I'm thinking along the lines that it's going to suffer from the same problem that Blessing of Kings does. Blessing of Kings, of course, you give +4/+4 to any minion as a paladin for 4 mana. Whenever you play a full card to buff a minion, that minion becomes very vulnerable to losing you card advantage. So let's say with Felheart you make a 10-12 Doomguard or something like that. Absolutely ridiculous, will kill your opponent in a few turns if it remains. But if your opponent has something silly like a Shadow Word Death or Siphon Soul, you're over. You've already lost a huge advantage, you've lost 2 cards, and in addition, you spent a ton of mana on that. It would be about the same devastation level as having your Tyrian Forgeling get hexed, or just having a Gruul be Shadow Word Death to the moment it hits the board and never having the chance to build up or actually do anything. I think in Arena mode, this card could be pretty acceptable because there's not enough removal to really take out every single big guy, and +5/+5 is a huge buff. Plus, dealing 5 damage to a minion does have the potential to take out something pretty good. Arena's a slower format, so you can afford to have a 5 mana cost spell in your hand. But as far as constructed goes, it wouldn't surprise me if this suffers more or less the same fate as Demonfire. I think it's a slightly better card, but I don't think many Warlocks are really going to want to run this thing. So once again, tomorrow I'll update the description and the title for whether this is a real card or not. What do you guys think though? Is the 5/5 buff that this card can give a friendly minion actually going to make it worth playing? Or at this point, is it just Demonfire 2.0, a trash card, and there's no real reason to run it? I've been Dark Skeleton, I'll catch you all tomorrow.